Hello there, beautiful Scorpio energies. Welcome to my Tarot Nook. I'm hoping all is well and good with you. Thank you for stopping in. Let's go ahead, Scorpio, and see what your love or relationship messages are. This is a reading for you specifically, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising energies. It's how you're feeling, what's coming up for you, and it's based on the person that you're specifically thinking about. This is if there's like a no contact situation or any kind of ghosting, I'll highlight it, but I'm not going to dig into that like I normally would because I am doing a ghosting and no contact, no communication reading very, very soon after these readings are over. So be on the lookout for that. Let's go ahead and pull energies for you up top. Okay, second row is the person. All right, if you enjoy tarot, all right, subscribe to the channel if you're new, like the videos. If you enjoy these readings, let me know in the comments. This is the first time I am doing this sort of one-way reading with only tarot and closing with tarot, nothing else. So if you'd like that, let me know. I'm going to do a couple more like it just to kind of put those out there. But I do variety style on this channel, especially if you're new. And so obviously I do different cards, different readings, and I like to explain my intentions up front for every reading because it's not going to be the same exact message or same exact style every time. All right, and because I am gaining some subscribers, I just want if you've heard these messages before, I appreciate you sticking through. But if you're new, I feel like this is helpful. Okay, so especially for newcomers. All right, so let's go ahead and tap in and see what's going on with you here. So with the Judgment card, starting up with both your energies, there could be some sort of, I don't know, hesitation, not answering the call, not doing the right thing, being reluctant about a situation. All right, just not moving forward, but decision is not here. It does feel like for some of you, it's just time for something to kind of take a turn. Okay, it's just something's past you. Okay, to be resolved. Like it's time to resolve an issue or a problem, and take direct action. All right. So, and it just feels like there's no action being taken to resolve or complete something because there could be like somebody's avoiding closure, maybe you and them. Okay. Also, you could be avoiding transformation, Scorpio. So, but like you two avoiding some sort of transformation, or not coming to like, it's kind of like, not in denial, but not coming to terms with something. Okay. Because if comes to terms with it, if somebody comes to terms with it, then it needs to have that action, and the action is just not bubbling up just yet. It's not there. All right. So the energy here feels a little dry, stagnant, stale. Multiple like things need to kind of have like some sort of a closure that have not closed out or are not like we're avoiding those. Okay. So I don't know why all of a sudden my hands are freezing. So, let's go ahead and look at this Five of Cups here for you. So, in terms of like the state of your love for yourself, with yourself in this relationship, or at least with the person that you're thinking about the most, it's just more about like there's something that's unspoken, but it feels like it's a truth. Like it feels like it's like focuses more on what's lost or what the losses are versus like what's in front of us or what we might be missing out on. Okay, and there could be some sort of emotional pain and regret here in general. Feeling betrayed, putting the relationship in a status where somebody had to betray the other person or lie, all right, or kind of, abandon, walk away from something here. Okay, so it feels like we're like kind of mourning, like kind of sad over something that we have lost. And so like currently, that's kind of why I said in the beginning, I'm doing like a ghosting, no communication reading coming up. So if this is more like I'm already feeling it. But if it's more about like, okay, well, I'm not with this person right now, then this is just about the energy with where you are with them at the moment. Just kind of think of it that way. Because I'm not trying to like restrict the reading to a specific path. It's going to take me there though. I'm going to try and navigate it. But No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna force anything. But essentially I want us to focus on how this is kind of playing out for you more than anything, okay? So the Five of Cups, I feel like, we're also somebody like we have an energy that's caught up with like more of what's wrong versus what's right, what's going wrong, or that could have been we could have been at that point where we were so caught up in all that we missed a great opportunity. All right, so there's like a sadness and unsaid, unspoken, all right, feeling, and some of you it could be it feels like somebody's laying the blame on the other person as well. So um yeah, rather than appreciating something, we put ourselves in a place where now we're mourning something. Okay, the Empress here for you. I feel like your heart's true desire right now is to just have a love that's nurturing, fulfilling, with a strong, emotional balance. I feel like security feels like it's always lacking, or it feels like it is lacking right now because it's in the reverse. But it's, you're desiring the balance and for things to be more stable. I do feel like, you are looking for, love, affection, that isn't being fulfilled, or you're wanting it, but it's not being fulfilled. So you're not like searching, but it's like something your heart desires, you yearn for it, but it's not being fulfilled right now. All right, so you might be feeling neglected, also like abandoned, walked away from, or something like that, emotionally at least. Or there could be again some distractions around here. Okay, things are popping in. So yeah, I don't know. It does feel, because this is a Empress, an energy power of like nurturing, power of stability. The power, it just feels like something is just not as stable or as powerful as you would have liked for it to be. All right. So I do feel like some of you, it's given you an opportunity to sit back, evaluate what's like what perspective you need to have, or how you want to approach how you want your heart to be or feel, because you are an Empress in the general sense, so you're strong, you're empowered in the general sense, but when it comes to like a love relationship right now, it feels like something is lacking. It's lacking nurturing, okay, or hasn't been nurtured in a while. So, and then we have, with the Empress, by the way, in the reverse, I feel like, you really want something to where you feel like you're being cared for, you're cherished for all the right things, not being used, not being, again, tap into your resources because you're the Empress. All right, you want something to feel more like home, comfy, okay, but you're not quite there yet, and we have the Eight of Wands to kind of bring that as well. And I feel like this person that we're dealing with, they could be just like all over the place, all right, not focused, all right, not totally focused on the relationship, not totally present. And I feel like maybe they're in a place where they're in a holding pattern, waiting for something, or waiting for something better. And it does feel like there's a little distractions as well with this person. So I don't know, I don't know if they like actually are even certain which direction they want to go. All right, but where you're coming from with the Eight of Wands in the reverse, I feel like, this is a place where there's blockages that are being experienced. So again, blockages in growth, blockages in, emotional nourishment, emotional fulfillment. Okay, so there's like a lot of blockages, and things are kind of, it feels like some things have slowed or might be slowing down. All right, so it comes across as there's a lack of commitment right now. Or again, avoidance of some sort, trying to like face something but avoiding it, avoiding having the real conversation. All right, what needs to be said. Okay, so I have good to sneeze. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Oh my gosh, that was fast. I usually try to like pause the video. My apologies. Well, since we're at it, let me just have some water really quickly. Okay. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So let's get into this person's energy now. Again, remember, this is the person you're thinking about, more so than anything else right now. So regardless of your status. So the Page of Cups, this is a Cancer energy. I feel like it also has a Scorpio Libra energy. Honestly, I even want to say some Sagittarius. This person is playing a little bit with the fire when it comes to emotions and matters of the heart, relationships. All right, they could be trying to play things up a little bit, and they're getting a little too ahead of themselves. Their intentions of you right now, I feel like, They may not be totally pure, or they may be immature or lacking substance in areas where they cannot fulfill them anyway. And it could feel, yeah, like they lack emotional maturity of some sort. Okay, so it's coming across as though this energy here is, you know, kind of, they can't deal with dark side of the emotions, or they try to like be, you know, um they try to come across as mature, but they're like commitment, like comes through dishonesty. It feels like you can see through their dishonesty. All right, they don't necessarily lack truth, or they don't necessarily offer truth. They're very kind of manipulative when it comes to that. And I feel like they play with the relationship status in that sense, given that, you know, they may be around, not around, or they may be kind of not too serious about the actual status of things. All right, so feels like they like to play games a lot. Feels like they're kind of still trying to figure out maybe they can, how much they can get away with, or how far they can go with somebody or something like that. They're not seeking something very genuine at this time. Okay, so there could be, you know, some sort of love bombing with this person. All right, manipulative tactics. Look at all this reversals here. I mean, all your cards were reversed, by the way. I don't know if I even mentioned that, except for the 5. All right, and so these cards, you know, their relationship status is in flux, so we're not pretending like it's peaches and cream. All right, it's not roses and, I don't know, sunshine and roses just yet. Okay, there's a lot of blockages. There's a lot of whatever positive hopes you've had, whatever dreams, goals, fantasies, desires that come from like a positive place with positive intentions, it's dampened by this person's energy. Okay, so they're not in a place where they're positively helping. If anything, there's patterns and stuckness. Okay, deniability, like all over. Like there's a lot of heavy stuff. So in my opinion, when I say heavy, it doesn't have to be catastrophic, but it's their desires are not aligning with their actions, and the relationship is not being nourished. Okay, so because of that, with the King of Pentacles, we're looking at, excuse me, this card also is in the reverse, obviously. Like something about this person, or how they do things, or the way they like feel about things, it's just like in a place where it's just constantly hanging. Okay, I feel like it's more about like focusing on the material things or the status of support, versus like the actual, like, you know, growing and actually harvesting rewards and output like that. Like there's a whole lot of emotional connection with this person for some reason, and it could very well be because there's really you're here, and this person is really like, you're not together, but you still want to hear about what's going on. And I feel like for some of you that might be the case, but truly here there's a lot of issues with this person, with the way they think. Okay, there's a lot of strong arming. All right, but there's also like a lot of insecurities. So, and I feel like how they feel about you sometimes, maybe they think you're insecure. Okay, look at this irony, is they rely on everything that you have, and they drain you with the Empress in the reverse, and they try to take from you, and it's like nothing is nourishing, nothing is growing. But then here they're in the energy of manipulator, master egotistical energy here, where they don't necessarily bring as much or help as much, or maybe they only just meet you halfway, but it just feels like, you know, they act in a very arrogant stance. Okay, like they're coming from a big pedestal, like a high pedestal. Okay, and I feel like this is somebody that tries to be very stingy, very stingy. And I don't like how they're coming across, because it feels like there could be some sort of like emotional or mental games here. Okay, so these two here next to each other, and, you know, arrogance, narcissism, it just feels like, you know, there could be like focus is more on gaining something, or gaining, not control so much, overpowering you, but gaining something from you, versus if there's no gain, I'm not there, or I'm not gonna put, you know, be around. Like, I don't know, it's just like, it just feels like it's favors masked around kind of feel like emotion, like relationship status, but it's not emotionally connected. What's going on with you two? What is going on with you two? All right. Yeah, things are just in a delayed hanging state, status wise, next moves, decisions, what might not be. All right, lack of change, reluctance here. So different perspectives, have strong different perspectives. The entire reading we talked about is in the reverse. So it does feel like there's a little bit of a shift. Okay, I feel like for some of you, you know, we are stuck. this person might be stuck in a victim state. Like, you know, they're the victim. If you're the victim, they're also the victim. If they're the victim, they're the victim, and you might not be the victim. So they could be in that victim state mentality where things are just tough, things are a problem, you know, and it's kind of like, it's not like you don't make it any better, but it's more like about their problems, their issues, hence the ego, hence the immaturity, emotional, they're not emotionally connected with you, and this is like water energy as well, but they're coming across as like lacking direction, not having a full idea of what they want. Okay, these are challenges that they're literally facing, and they're stuck in a cycle. Okay, so, and the cycle is obstructing that growth. So no action is taken, no nourishment, nothing that you could bring that could be amazing or wonderful, because they're like in the stuck victim mentality, victim stuck attitude, stuck on like what's, you know, what's like, not focusing on what's available, focusing on, you know, just kind of a little dramatic. Honestly, they're coming across that way, keeping things very kind of, you know, like just kind of questionable, shady, you know, like hidden, not necessarily. It's just kind of, they play a lot with emotions, but they're not, because they don't connect with your emotion, it feels like. So while they can impact you emotionally, Scorpio, they're not connected to things in the emotional level. So they're like really, really coming across um, as though they're like struggling to let go of control, or they don't want to accept the natural flow of things. So it's basically their way or no way type of thing. Weird reading. Justice is here. This is a Libra. Actually, we have some Libras. We talked about Scorpio. Cancer is showing up. I also have Virgo. All right, Taurus, just in case. All right, also have Leo. Okay, so the justice here, with this Libra energy, it's more of a back and forth, okay? Because for potential growth here, things are not being balanced or fair. There is an opportunity to address imbalances because it is a problem, but it's not being taken. There's no action. There's no movement. No one is trying to face the truth or face the music or face whatever. We're all avoiding just saying what we need to say, and we're pretending. And so it's just like, oh my god, like it's so oof, like exhale. Like I want to take a big long inhale for you all and push out a long exhale. I wish I had the lung capacity of a swimmer, because it needs to be like a 3-minute exhale. Okay, so we need to like pump the unfairness here, okay, towards yourself, or towards the relationship. Like if it needs to be addressed, we need to be talking about it, okay. If it can be addressed, maybe think about doing so. All right, otherwise growth has been stunted, and it'll continue to stunt. There's going to be a lot of pain, unnecessary pain and struggles, okay. So yeah, we have the Three of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Three of Swords, which is also Libra. So we have double Libra with a Libra Scorpio here. I feel like this Libra energy is really more pointed towards negativity, because it just, well, it's a Saturn card, and it lines with, you know, areas where things need to be unified or healed or worked on. Okay, and it's showing up in the reverse. I feel like, you know, the future here, the way things are headed forward, there might be more pain or heartbreak that needs to kind of, we need to kind of like, you know, return to, like, we need to salvage whatever hope we can have for ourselves. But if we don't, you know, if we don't do things, we're going to continuously feel hurt or betrayed. Okay, so it just calls to the point where, you know, something that used to be once happy, fun, joyful, it's just not the case anymore. It's like more, you know, efforts are, you know, like, are made to kind of stay apart, because it's really not, the healing and the recovery is not going to come from this energy that easily. All right, they're not there. I don't know where, if how accessible they are, or if you guys are actually together, but because there's a lack of emotional connection, I feel bad because I keep repeating myself. There isn't a genuine, something genuine. There isn't something genuine or fruitful that's going to materialize. All right, so it feels like adjusting your expectations, having your hard truth conversation with yourself, basically like it's the serenity prayer, but also kind of not staying entangled with this person, whether in the physical, like right now, living together, being together, or in the spiritual, or through separation. Like, you know, disengage or disentangle if you can, if you want to. You don't have to, because there's just a lot of manipulation, insufficient support All right, there's a lot of materialistic undertones to this reading. Empress, the King of Pentacles. So it just feels like you guys might comfortably support each other in some ways, emotionally and love-wise. There's a lot of anguish, pain, or a lack of true meaningful connection here. All right. I do feel like, you know, there could be isolation coming through if we're not careful. You don't want to isolate further or experience more isolation based on it, you know, based on just how this person is. There could be some third-party influences. Your person could be distracted by other people. They're not being honest about it. Could be people outside the home, like outside of your social circle. Could be through work or from, you know, outside interactions. All right, so I feel like the message here is just kind of stay grounded, and you know, there's no escape here. Like if you focus, you'll be able to kind of reach results that are going to be more in favor of your happiness. But like right now, you know, it's like it's not in favor of your happiness right now. It's just there. All right, and I feel like that's kind of like a tough struggle here, because wherever healing is necessary, but it's not being pursued, so that could shift to kind of, you know, sadness, frustration, fear, depression, anxiety, you know, because you're in a state of unknown, but you're also pulling and isolating, and you're kind of, you know, putting yourself through the pain of somebody else's actions. So you got to be very watchful for yourself here. I feel like messages to like think about, or like what to think, you know, looking forward. It's really going to be important that you think about what you need here and what you want, desires wise overall. And I feel like communicating openly if there's an opportunity for that. But, you know, that's only to avoid delays or avoidance, like, so, well, not to avoid avoidance, but it's only to stop delays or avoidance, like, you know, act on it. But it's gonna be, it'll probably be from your side here. But those are things you might want to consider, because there's an undertone again, desire to kind of get things, but because there's so much, it's just like, where do I start? Okay. I feel like whatever selfish or manipulative behaviors are showing up, whether you own them or it's you're noticing them in the other person, figure out like a plan for yourself on how to navigate all of that. You don't have to accept anything in its current state. The only state that you have is the state of what you allow. So, and I know, right? I'm trying to be, not trying to be philosophical, but it's just like, you know, it's like, you know, it's like what, Judgment, Empress, Hangman, with the Justice and the Three Swords. Like, you know, let's be real, we're dealing with some sad things, okay? Things that are still heavy on us. All right, so Scorpio, this is what I have for you for right now. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I sincerely love and appreciate your time. Please like the video. If you haven't done so, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm going to see you very soon with the no contact, ghosting, or whatever, what you need to what to expect reading coming up soon. So love y'all. Bye.